All right, so I'm not completely sure, but I think that this is a PR. The conversion from close grip and normal grip is very weird, and I've gotten a bunch of different answers, but so far the only answer I've gotten from a somewhat reputable source, which was Google, is 80%. So I'm going to stick with that until next week for when I do the pause bench, which is a little bit more easy to calculate. But for now, I'm going to be basing everything off of the new calculated max that I have, which I think should be 315. The close grip doesn't add up to 315, it adds up to 302. But considering how easy it was, I added like 2 reps to it, which then comes out to about 315. I do want to be a little bit more optimistic and think that I have actually gotten stronger because I did make a pretty big change to my form recently. I decided to try a heels up bench during the deload. Also, before I forget, I took an extra week off the deload because I forgot to adjust my accessories. So my accessories were the normal weights. The intensity was a little bit higher than it should have been. And then I kind of compromised my back. And then when I went into squats, my belt was a little bit too loose because my waist has been getting like consistently smaller over the cut. And I have to adjust my belt every once in a while, but I forgot to do it before the squat, so I injured my back a little bit. So I just decided to take an extra week off. It feels better now because luckily I caught it as soon as it happened, and I made sure that nothing else happened to it. I didn't even go for the top set of the day. I just stopped at the last set on the warm up, and I didn't even complete the rest of the workout. I just basically just went inside and went to sleep. But yeah, for the heels up bench, I tried it on the deload. It felt really good. The reason I wanted to try it was because just recently bench has been feeling very bad. And at first I thought it was just because one, I was getting weaker because of the cut. But then I just knew that it was still something else that was wrong. And I realized that in my setup, every time I go to plant my feet on the ground, as soon as I drop my heels down, I completely lose tension. So I decided to try with my heels up, and it wasn't even my idea. It was my coach's idea. I just thought that, I was just getting worse at bench, but he told me to try heels up, and I did, and it felt really good. It felt like everything was kind of back where it was supposed to be. And it does make sense because in a recent video, I was talking about how my body just randomly gets more mobile and I have to adjust my form. But since it's never happened for bench, I was a little bit more confused. And something that also contributed to me taking so long to realize was because about 10 months ago, I randomly tried a heels up bench and it was weaker, but then my bench setup was completely different than how it is now. And I think it was just because, I just didn't know what I was doing. So it pretty much just didn't even cross my mind until he brought it up. It is a slight problem though, because the federation that I was originally going to compete in doesn't allow heels up. So we're going to have to do, I think it's USPA instead of Powerlifting America, which is fine with me. I don't really follow any of the organizations, so I don't really have any bias for any specific one. I do hear that they use specialty bars like a squat bar and a bench press bar. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to really get used to one for now because my competition's coming up in a couple months and I'm not just going to buy 2 new bars. I'm sure it'll be fine though, because even though I did instantly tell that there was a difference between the 2 bars when I got my new one, it didn't really affect my lifts in really any way. I also literally just realized that USPA has a 220 weight class, so I am going to be ending the cut unless I really just feel like going down to 200, which I don't. I am pretty excited to see what I'm gonna look like carved back up again because my arms this entire cut have been looking like sad, kind of. Like, I mean, they're my best feature and they're just pretty much deflated. 220 probably is the best weight for me because a couple days ago I realized that my weight loss has started to slow down a little bit. So that's probably just my body's way of saying that this is around where I should be for peak athleticism. But that's pretty much it. Um, I hope my waist doesn't also blow up with my arms because I really don't feel like readjusting my belt after I just did it. But yeah, I'll see you next time.